I don't know how I missed this one because it's incredible. Hey, I'm Longest Solo Ever here on Longest Solo Ever 2, and today we're checking out Show by Ado. We've checked out a few of Ado's songs on here before. We heard Kura Kura from Spy Family, and just this week we checked out Buriki no Dance. But everyone was commenting that I needed to listen to Show. Now, I will be honest, I think I've heard this before. I think I've watched this video. It rings a bell, but I definitely haven't done it on camera, and I haven't heard it enough times to really know what I'm talking about. So today we're going to be listening to Show by Ado. But first, if you're not subscribed yet, be sure to hit that button down below for more videos like this one posted every week. I enjoyed the first song I heard from Ado, Kura Kura, but it was really hearing Buriki no Dance this week that made me understand just what a talented vocalist she is. So I'm really going to be listening more closely to her vocal control, her tone, her range in this, and I'm so excited to really just zone in on that. Right off the bat, you can hear what an incredible range of textures she has in her voice. I'm almost 100% sure all those vocals we just heard were her. We had those sung backing vocals on the sides, na, 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 right? And that was in a pretty wide range too. She had a high octave and then a much lower alto kind of voice in there. And then this really just like gritty and crunchy lead vocal up front, just shouting at you to go crazy, get excited. This song's going to be amazing. Here we go. What? Okay. Insane right off the bat. There are so many things to talk about here. For one, we have this sample of an instrument. It sounds like a guitar. It sounds like maybe a 12-string guitar. We've got this octave displacement sound of the strings, these layered low and high notes. That's what's going on here. We're not just hearing one of those notes, but both at once. And then there's like crazy pitch shifting on it, going down from each note. And then on top of that, she's got this wild vocal tone and delivery. She's going into like these high range yelps at the end of each like note and line, and it's crazy. That yodel, yeah, like obviously not like that. You get the idea though. That control to be able to flip into her falsetto with exact precision. Like it's like taking a blind leap off of one ledge and landing perfectly in a handstand on the other. Like it's crazy, crazy control. Did you hear how hard it stopped when she said stop? Like the entire track disappeared for a moment. There was no reverb tail. There was no ringing out from any drums or anything. It was just like gone on stop. It was so cool. And stuff like that serves to really just like get your attention, bring you back to the track. If you zoned out for even a heartbeat, boom, that's going to smack you in the face. Something I want to point out there arrangement-wise and in terms of how they produced and recorded the vocals, you have her speaking these lines, probably very intentionally speaking slightly out of tune with each vocal take, because there's at least 3 vocal takes layered there. You can hear one in the center and a couple on the sides for the first half of this line, and then those drop out and she's back to just being in the center. Listen to the contrast between these. And that's gone. That contrast is so cool. We built up that harmony stack. And then she jumps up from there. That's so good. Building up, here's our hook. Yeah. I want to talk about how simple the production in this chorus is. It might feel like there's a ton going on. There's a lot of what we call ear candy. They're like tiny little detailed decorations on the sound design. But in terms of the fundamentals going on here, it is one drum beat, one synth pad, and one bass part. That's it. Like we have a kick and snare, that kind of groove. And then the bass line, playing something straightforward like that over that drum groove. And then literally just chords. Like it's just a quiet synth pad in the background. And all of that is so we can focus on the vocals. We don't have any crazy nonsense going on in the background. It is just dead simple, super straightforward, and ready for the vocals to just drop right in there. Oh, sorry, we got one little... There's one little synth up high that comes in at the end. Sorry, I was wrong. Saxophone sample, yes. I can't tell if that's actually a saxophone. It may be some kind of reed instrument. That's fun. Halftime. This trap beat. And then we have like it sounds like a shamisen. Definitely another plucked string instrument playing that that kind of line in the background there. Something good to note here is just how much they're changing things up. Every 4 or 5 seconds, with the exception of that chorus, you get something wildly different. If anything, the chorus is kind of your most relaxed part of the song. The chorus is where you get to like breathe for a second because you're getting the same thing for a second. And that's great because it's a relief of the tension that built up over the course of that whole verse, throwing new and crazier things at you. And now you get this just like nice, relaxing dessert to enjoy for a second before you have to go back into the insanity that is the verse. And they're just throwing new things at you like every 4 bars. That vocal is just crazy. Her range is just absurd and insane. I love that really just gritty shout belt that she has. Let's just talk about how many tones she went through there. She started in a nice, like, regular chest voice, clean vocal tone. As she moves up, I don't know the words, but as she moves up into that range, it gets breathier. It gets kind of falsetto. And then she just kind of effortlessly the high note is a belt, like, yeah, that kind of like crunchy belt she has. And the lower note is falsetto. So she's like going, like instantly. It's nuts. Let's hear that again. I have never heard vocal control like this. It's absolutely nuts. Big gang vocals. We got the Picardy third, the Billy Shears cadence. It's also the Super Mario Brothers cadence. This open, spacious bridge. She can get really lyrical and melodic here. Bringing back that trap beat. There it is. Can we talk about how they built up tension during that bridge? The elements they used? I hear like 3 main things. First off is her voice, just like growing in intensity into that huge scream at the end, which is so cool. But the other 2, are really like fundamental building blocks of EDM and pop music production now in general. One of them is this snare drum roll, this you'll hear it right here. Right there. Speeds up. And it drops out so she can have that moment to do her big scream. The other is what we call a riser. I usually just call it a whoosh. And it's this like kind of sound in the background. Listen for that this time. And then we have another like rising in intensity sound. It's this reverse piano. We have this chord being played, but it's in reverse. They play that sample, flip it around, and it's just like it's after the first stop. So cool. Now we got these strings in the background. We're adding more elements now. I loved that harmony there. So cool. It's so nice. This is nuts. I feel like that ending is just one big final show off. Like, listen to how insane this production can get. We've been holding back this whole time. That was absolutely nuts. Amazing work by the production team, and of course, amazing work by Otto. Let's just see who we got on this. Of course, Otto on vocals, Giga on music and arrangement, along with Teddy Lloyd. Lyrics by Topham Hatt Kyo, and then the video illustration by Yasutatsu and Toru Mitsuhashi, which the video was absolutely insane. That was incredible. Thank you to everyone who recommended this song. I'm so happy I listened to this, and I'm going to be listening to it a lot more. Is there another song by Otto or anyone else that you want to hear me check out? Leave it in the comments down below and we'll take a listen. Also, if you like this video and you're not subscribed yet, be sure to hit that button down below for more videos like this one posted every week. As always, this video is brought to you by Quick Start Music. It's my collection of online music production courses built to help you learn to make music the way you want to. If you use the code LSE at checkout, you'll get 50% off your order. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.